Welcome back to Saunders Homestead. We're still working on this beam and this tenon on the end. And Wayne, tell us, now that you've cut both sides and have it roughed in, what are you doing now?
So what I do to make sure that this is where it's supposed to be, so what I'll do is I'll set this at 4 3/4, and so because this is a 2.5 inch thick tenon, and you want a 2 3/4 inch shoulder here, but your bed on your combination square won't get out this far on these bigger tenons. So what I do is I set it at 4 3/4 to make up for the 2 inches on the 2-foot square, and then when you set that on there like that, you can go all the way out, see, and then you can check your depth, and you want it to be pretty close, you know. So it's sitting right on the square, and the end of the rule is riding on the face of the tenon. And another thing I'll do is I'll take my pencil and I rub the lead of my pencil on this edge, and then I'll take my square and go across it like this, and then all the high spots will be turned black, and then you can shave the high spots down. You slick, you'll know which one's the high spots. And then once I get that all set, the last thing I do is I trim this shoulder off. The reason that I wait till last is because if anything bangs into it, at least you're doing it well. It still has the kerf on here. So then I'll take my framing chisel and I'll set it right in where I scored it, and I'll just tap it down. Now, you want to give it a little bit of pressure going back that way because it wants a tendency to go that way, and you don't want it to dig in. So you want it to be fairly straight. Then once you get the whole shoulder cut and it's straight, then you check it with your square. So you dial this back to 2 3/4, and you want it to be square. And you almost want it to be a little bit in, and they call that worrying the tenon. That way, when your joint sits together, this edge is a little bit proud of down in here. That way there's no shoulder that's going to make a gap here, if you understand that. That way this sits tight against the post. And that's it, really.
And what about checking the width of the tenon itself?
Oh, so I've made a tenon checker.
Do you want to grab it?
Yep. So what I'll do too is I'll measure it, make sure it's 2.5, and then I'll have a tenon checker. So I machined out a piece of 5/16 aluminum, and I got a 2 inch, a 2.5, and I think that's an 1.5 inch on there. I don't really use it too much. Yeah, that's an 1.5 inch on there. So that checks, so you can slide that on there to check your tenon. And you want it to be really tight. See how tight that is? That's tight. See, you want it to be tight. So that's it.
Well, thank you very much. And another thing you said right before getting on here is that's important too, is remember to always make sure your chisels are sharp.
Yes, I sharpen them every day.
And you made a cool little thing, honey, right? For your
sharpening. So I have, I took another piece of aluminum, and I took some double-sided sticky tape, and I've gone and put 3 different grades of sandpaper here. So this is, I think that's 80 grit, and then I bumped it up to 150, and then I got 300. And then so I'll use the Veritas sharpening jig with my chisel, and I'll go 30 times on each one. And then when I've done that, I strap it on a piece of leather with some powder.
Great. But yeah, sharp chisel makes for much easier work. So there it is. And hope you're enjoying your timber framing. And please, if you liked what you saw, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, we'd love for you to join the Saunders Homestead family. So there it all is. And we'll be back another time. Stay tuned. Have a nice day.